The man accused of running over 4 people, killing 2 men, and injuring their girlfriends is now formally charged. Reggie Lay went before a judge today. He's now facing 14 charges in connection to the deaths of 2 men from last Thursday on Dort Highway. Veronica Meadows here breaking down the new details that are just now coming to light. Veronica?
Yeah, so today when Lay went in front of that judge, he stood absolutely silent. Assault with intent to murder and reckless driving causing death. This all started last Thursday just after midnight on South Dort Highway near Mohawk Avenue in Flint. Michigan State Police say a fight started outside a barber shop between Lay and the group of 4. That's when investigators believed Lay started shooting and drove into the group. Troopers say Lay then took off in a red Chevy Equinox. Nolan Thomas died at the scene. His cousin Nick Collins died at a hospital. The crash left Collins' girlfriend critically injured, and Thomas' fiance, who was pregnant, was released from a hospital. And a woman who thought she saw that red Chevy Equinox in the area called in a tip. And while she doesn't know if that led to Lay's arrest, she said she just wanted to do her due diligence.
It gives you goosebumps. It really does, because you don't think that you're ever going to see something like that, or it's just a story, you know, until it's right next door. And then it's not a story anymore, and then it makes your heart beat a little bit harder.
Right now, Lay is being held in the Genesee County Jail without bond. He'll be back in court later this month. I'm Veronica Meadows, NBC 25 News.
All right. Thank y'all for tapping in with me today. To who want a life sentence? Today we ain't gonna put nobody on trial. Y'all know we supposed to get that a kill, but don't worry, we gonna flame his ass. But today we just gonna talk a little bit, man. I wanted to get this story out, and I just want to get it out now because of the way I'm feeling, man. I'm real excited. I want to say appreciate it. Big shout out to Oak. I tell you, I don't want to call you. Big shout out to Oak, man. You know who you are. Because of you, I am officially a professional. I can say that, I'm paid to do this. I'm paid to be here. And I just leave that at that. All right. So big shout out to you, man. So today I want to tell y'all about Tight and Cherry. Okay. So, it was weird, man, because I literally almost forgot about this because it's been so long ago in my life. Again, I left prison in 2007. So at this time, I'm down in River State Prison down in Middle Georgia. When I got there, they sent me to dorm 3. That's supposed to be like the honor dorm, or the place where the people who weren't much problems could go. Older inmates and people who worked in administration and that type of thing. I came to dorm 3 straight from the diagnostic dorm. So when I come from the diagnostic dorm and go straight to dorm 3, it had central AC. The whole dorm had central AC. They weren't working off fans. So with me being, with this being my first dorm, I'm thinking the whole prison got AC. Because again, this is my first dorm. I didn't know that wasn't the case. Out of 16 dorms, 1 dorm had central AC. Again, I'm in the good people dorm. It's just mostly old people there. And I ain't even know that I've been blessed like this. I'm thinking I just been put in another dorm. When I get there, of course, I'm young. I'm 21. I'm looking for the younger people that can relate to me. And I remember that the people that I ended up getting with were, my bunkmate name was Mitch. He was from Milledgeville. He was about 29 years old. Mitch was real cool, shoot that basketball. He real good at the ball. Tight was from Atlanta. He was from the west side. I can't remember where from the west side. And Long John was from Macon. Long John told me that he told me his story one time. He was a Crip from Macon, but he took the police on a high-speed chase. He said he had been snorting a lot of cocaine, and once they finally caught up with him for whatever, he robbed a bank or something. And once they caught up with him, he opened fire on them, and they returned fire and ended up shooting him like 22 or 26 times, something. It was like a bunch of times. And he would take off his shirt and show you every hole. And he'd show you paperwork showing that this is what happened. They ended up shooting him like 22, it was a 20-something number, and it 130, 20-something times, and he didn't die. And so that was Long John. Pretty cool dude, right? And again, let me say, now I wasn't gonna tell this story just out of respect to these guys, but because they were both cool, and I consider Tight a friend. Not nothing closer than nothing, but he was cool when I knew him. And I had even looked for him a couple of times because I looked for him because he got the same first name as me. His name is Jonathan. So, but I remember even from a long time ago that he spelled his name so different. He spelled his name Johnathon, and the rest of it, Towns, right? So the couple of times that I looked for him, I could never find him. And I looked today, and it had a Jonathan Towns, but it was spelled the way that I spell my name with Towns behind it. And it it looked like it could be, it looked interesting. So I read it, and it kind of fit. It said, he was from, or at least he went to the funeral home over on Hamilton Road in Atlanta. Said he was, if I'm not mistaken, 32 years old. So it sounded like it could have been the closest one. I even think, and I saw the people who commented on the obituary, and it said Sheila. And if I'm not mistaken, he had Sheila tattooed on one of his arms, right? It's crazy that I can remember that. So anyway, before I get into that, so what happens is we've been in the, it's just mainly old folks in the dorm. So us young folk, we do our thing for the most part. If we playing cards, playing spades, playing pluck, drinking Bombay, smoking or doing whatever, it's gonna be us because we the young crew, right? So, and it was cool. I remember Tight got the fighting. And Tight had the 3 goals up top, you know what I mean? And he was cool as hell. He was goofy, real West Side nigga, right? But he was cool. He wasn't no crab or nothing. And you can, at any time of day, he was cool because any time of day you could be like, bro, let's play pluck. Is that what we were playing? It was either pluck or casino. But at any time of day, you can tell him run it. He down for it. Run it. He'll sit down on the bed, right? He'll do it all day. Goofy. I'm still seeing his face right now. So Tight was cool, man. And what happened was we had, it was weird because over time, it seemed like they were bringing more and more sissies into the system. It maybe just seemed like that. It seemed like when I got there, it weren't that many, but you just start seeing them a little bit more frequently. And I could be wrong. But so one day they bring this sissy in, and they didn't even bring them to our dorm. See, it just coming back to me right in. I wasn't it. No, Tight was in dorm 3. Anyway, so anyway, I can't remember what happened. I remember. It just came back to me. Okay. So they bring a sissy to the yard named Cherry. I know it because there was another. There was one in our dorm. I can't remember what his name was, but he used to go and talk to the boy, right? They used to talk to him. And then at that time, like me and Aunt had the trees on the compound. So 9 times out of 10, there wasn't but a couple people that had it. If you wanted some trees, you had to come see me or Aunt, right? And so a couple of times, the little sisters used to come. Aunt would bless them too, whether they had food or not, because, he made me understand that, in order to do business in, this kind of situation, that's part of the game. You're going to have to, you know what I mean? Like, if we just say we got a quarter pound in, if we got a quarter pound in, Aunt was giving away just a whole ounce just on showing love, keeping everybody happy, keeping everybody liking Unc so that he could hustle without nobody hating. You see what I'm saying? And it made perfect sense because it worked always, never had a problem. So, if the sisters wanted something, they wanted to get high too, they'd come with Unc or whatever, right? So Unc used to call the little boy Little Freaky. It used to be funny as hell. He used to call him Little Freaky because that little boy, he'd be just anywhere, like a chicken with his head cut off, right? So, I'm not sure if Tight got moved to another dorm because of the fight. Him and Long John ended up getting into a fight. I can't remember what it was, but it was real funny, right? Because, like I said, all we done was practice fighting. So, when your skills get to a certain level and then you see two other people fighting or supposed to be fighting, and basically it just looked like they grabbing, neither one of them neither one of them can really impose their will on the other one. It's just funny, ain't no winner. They grabbing, they tussling, fighting, throwing wild blows, whatever. It's just funny, because if you'd have been in there, you probably could have whooped both of them together, right? So, Tight or Long John can't fight, you know what I mean? So that's funny. So for whatever reason, Tight ended up going to the hole. They moved him to another dorm, on the other side of the yard. So everything normal, going as planned, and Tight come to tell somebody. So one day I'm chilling, and they come and tell me, hey, Tight wants you at the window. So I go to the window and I'm like, what's up, Shawty? He like, what's going on? We talking, we hollering. He like, man, and the crazy part about it is, he was just so upfront. He was totally blunt. He was like, bro. He was like, man, they put me in dorm 12, whatever dorm it is. They put me in dorm such and such. And he like, the goddamn sissy over there, right? I'm like, what sissy? He like, the sissy Cherry. I'm like, yeah. He like, bro. He like, I just been kicking it with the sissy, bro, cause he like, we be playing cards. I just be playing with the sissy all day, bro. I'm like, damn, for real? He like, bro, the nigga cool, bro. The nigga cool as fuck, bro. I'm like, and I knew Cherry to be, I ain't know him, but the couple times he came to the window, he looked cool. He was always goofy. Seemed like didn't have a care in the world. He thought he was a little girl. He was real small, and he was like, he was small and light skinned, had like pointy type ears, but his frame, cause some kind of way. I think that's how something happened. I think some kind of way he got in trouble. Cherry got in trouble and end up in the dorm 3 with us. So Tight would come and ask me stuff like, bro, can you give him a message or tell him to come here or some, I can't remember what it was, but some kind of way Tight got like really, really close with Cherry. And he came and just talked to me about it. I remember, like I said, we talked about it at the window. He telling me, and he, every couple of sentences, he'd say, but bro, I ain't gay, bro. And I'd be like, okay, I mean, nah, they ain't gay, bro, but and I'm saying to myself, like, you really kind of curious, or, I don't know what to call it at this point, because, I know him, I don't know him. I know he ain't been attracted to no men, but this sissy done came in, and he has a clear attraction, and he telling me that the sissy don't mess with nobody. Don't mess with nobody else in, on the compound or whatever. The sissy basically in love with him. So I'm like, damn, for real? Man, I kid you not. It wasn't long maybe a week later, Tyke came back around, we talking, and he telling me about the same situation, and he tell me that him and the sissy is in a relationship. I'm like, huh? And he like, yeah, bro. He like, he still ain't gay, but it just something about this sissy, something about Cherry, and he don't really know what it is, but he really like he love him, and Cherry love him, and I don't know, because like I said, Tyke was silly and goofy, and so he used to play with a lot of the female guards, and they know him. So when he done this, he kind of like, he being open with, because he walking around the yard with the boy, and he eating with the boy, doing it. If they in different spots, they meeting up at church to go to spend time or whatever. It just is not a secret. But it just don't seem, it ain't the normal gay couple like Tyke. Let me start saying that, cause I get this nigga gay. You know what I'm saying? So man, it is what it is. It happens sometimes, and it's crazy because Tyke didn't have a long sentence. The whole sentence was 5 years, and when I got there, he had probably already done more than 2. You know what I mean? And as time went on, he get into 3 and in the 4, and then they get to talking about going home. And Cherry was supposed to go home before Tyke. I remember this. So I remember, man, Cherry was in the dorm, and it got word that something had happened upstairs with Tyke. Something happened to where like two guys had got on him. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about, but two guys jumped on him, right? And they whooped him. They ain't beat him bad, but they just whooped him, right? I can't remember what it was over. And Cherry was in our dorm, man, and Cherry was down there going crazy, and literally did not care about the officer. The officer telling Cherry like, calm down. Cherry was waiting on the officer to open our dorm for us to go to lunch. But Cherry is hyped, like Cherry, let me out. But he acting out in front of the officer. We gotta tell him, the officer getting ready to call somebody, like even Aunt trying to help him, like, come on, little freaky, come on, get your little freaky ass back here, calm down, whatever. So anyway, by the time they get the door open for us to go to lunch, Cherry acting like he done calm down. He done, we all filed out to lunch. Cherry shoot right over to where to the other dorm. I think it's like dorm 9 or something. I ain't go because Tyke my partner, but I know with this nigga shooting over there like a torpedo, it's basically a crash out mission. And honestly, up in this time, it was all my foolishness was done. You know what I mean? I'm, for the most part, my foolishness done. I ain't really involved in nothing unless absolutely necessary. Man, I don't get to see it. Next thing you know, about 4 or 5 people go to the hole. Cherry go to the hole, Tyke go to the hole, 2, 3 more people go to the hole that I don't know about. Man, listen, I can't remember who came and gave us word, but whoever the orderly was, somebody just came and gave us word that night about what happened when Cherry went in the dorm. They say, man, Cherry went up to the door and knocked on the door because, in Rivers, it was like, the officer's desk was right by the door. You knock on the door, they can open it up or whatever. They got to let you in. Say when the officer opened up the door and pulled it open, Cherry snatched the door open while the officer trying to hold it closed. The officer be like, what you want? Because you're not supposed to be in a different dorm. So, and Cherry, well, he's still a man, but he a small dude. He basically ripped the door open, pushing the officer aside, ran in the dorm. Man, they say he ran in there, and this is all hearsay. But again, I'm only a dorm down, and he just came from my dorm, so it ain't like rumor. Is probably factual. Say he ran in the dorm and just started looking for whoever, calling their names. Said Tyke pointed one of them out. Cherry got on him. Said Cherry got on him and was like a freaking bobcat. Said The dude was like twice Cherry size, but Cherry was hitting hard. The dude was begging Cherry to quit, calm down, leave him alone. He wasn't gonna do it no more. Nobody said anybody who tried to pull Cherry off for him, he could fight them off, then get back on dude and beat him some more. Said he turned around looking, was like, where the other motherfucker at? Said the other dude had saw it. Once he saw Cherry, once he, made that announcement, he turned around, tried to haul ass, Cherry get behind him. And everybody know it's about the whooping they just gave Tight. Cherry get behind him doing the same way. Brrr, beat him down, blister pack him, right? Then leave the dorm, Cherry leave the dorm, get locked up, whatever. So that's the word. And this is coming, like me and Aunt making fun of it, because like I said, Cherry's a little dude, he's goofy, he gay, and he just silly as hell. We like, how Cherry done went in there and turned the whole dorm upside down, a little freaky little, and it was just amazing, right? Because the whole time, Cherry been in here with us, like been a little cool little gay dude, whatever. It's like, damn, we been in here with a goddamn, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But he never had a problem with nobody, I guess, to bring out that side. So man, I remember Cherry, because he never had none, whatever he had going on wasn't serious anyway. So he went on home. When he went on home, Cherry was still sending Tight. He was writing them like once a week. He lived in, if I ain't mistaken, like Peachtree. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My phone actually died, and then I had to go to my daughter's fall festival. So I'll pick up the story where I left off. Cherry went home, and he stayed in like a good part of the city, like I was saying, Peachtree City or somewhere in Gwinnett, Duluth. He was writing Tight back. He used to write Tight back, and from a good part of the city, he would send him money every week. Whatever Cherry was in, like scamming or boosting or whatever it is, because whatever he came to prison for, it wasn't bad. It was, he had a year, 15 months or something like that. So when Cherry would send Tight in pictures, like I went to the mall, I bought 2 pair of Jordans, he'd show him a size 8, then like maybe a size type 10 for Tight or whatever size he was. He sent him pictures of 2 outfits. If he bought himself an outfit, he'd buy 2 outfits, right? So it's crazy because a nigga in there, and I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, Tight done really found something. Even though this shit is weird as fuck, is like Tight done really, like the way he was a street dude. So the way that he was like coupling up and doing this thing with this boy, it was kind of like the crazy part is it seemed genuine. You see what I'm saying? It seemed genuine. It seemed like he had damn near found a soulmate, something like he maybe didn't even have on the street, because Tight didn't have no kids or nothing. So it was kind of hard to knock it, man. They weren't hiding it. They didn't deny it. They clearly was like in love with each other. So again, they had to move to different dorms. So I don't know, how far things went, but me and Aunt and everybody else, we pretty much assumed that they were like a full-fledged gay couple, and Tight wouldn't deny it either, right? So eventually, man, both of them end up going home, and for the most part, we just assumed that they were just gonna go home and be together, and man, even after I had got out, now, disclaimer, I wasn't gonna never tell this story just out of respect to both men. Tight was, he was, I couldn't never say we were friends because we didn't never know each other outside of prison. So, but inside of there, he was a cool dude, never had no problems, especially not with me, no altercations. Real easy to get along with, and he was a street dude. had the gold teeth in the mouth, had the lingo, did everything. I mean, you know, we smoked, drank. He just wanted to do his little time and go home, right? End up coming to the penitentiary and find out he was gay. And I mean, he never knew it. So again, man, it was just amazing because the amazing part was this guy was so small and he could cause so much trouble. It was almost hard to believe. Like if Cherry got upset with you, man, it was like a honey badger or a wolverine or something. You know, you had a real problem on your hand. Then he was light skinned, like light skinned. So it was, you know, he was the furthest thing. He was a light skinned sissy. So it was the furthest thing from a threat. He was the furthest thing from a threat. Man, when he get upset with you, but yeah, grab. So again, out of respect to both men, I wasn't gonna tell that story. So what happened is I got to looking when I thought about the story, I got to looking on the internet looking for these boys, right? And what happened is, like I said, he used to spell his name different from me. So every time I would spell that name, it wouldn't come up. When I spell the name that I know, it would. I mean, when I spell the name the way I spell my name, it came up. It came up and as an obituary, right? I mean, he done died. So I read the obituary, and again, like I said, everything seemed to fit. Seemed like it could be him. So I don't know if you noticed, but if you go on somebody on the internet, if you go on the obituary, you know, if you pull up their name or whatever, you can read the comments other people leave, and there's a space for you to leave one. So I'm reading the comments that other people have left on his obituary. And one of the comments say, this is how I kind of put everything together and tracked it down. One of the comments say, man, Type was like, man, he say, I miss you, JB. I can't believe this is real. We were like brothers. And he say, you know, if anybody in the family know me, reach out. You know, this is Mitzi. And some kind of way that Mitzi thing, when I first read it, I just flew over it, and I ain't pay attention to it. So it was like, to those in the family who know me, it's Mitzi. So I don't know, I went on about my business because ain't no pictures in there, and I'm thinking like, and I'm just looking at the names, and then I read it again, and it said Mitzi. So I'm thinking like, why would a guy who say, you know, the family, I'm gonna be honest, that was like one of them gay statements, one of them, you know, crazy statements, like to the family that know me, that know the real me and all this, you know what I mean? And then he left a female name, Mitzi. So that's what kind of Mitzi or something, that's what kind of put me, you know, brought me back to the post, you know, got me like a investigative journalist. So I'm looking and stuff. So I see who signed the post. It says Reggie Lay. I go on Facebook, look for Reggie Lay. As soon as I see him, it strike me. It looked familiar, but something not like quite there. Something is off. It looked like it just looked fishy, but there is some kind of semblance. I'm getting some kind of recognition, right? So I go through Facebook, and then I go through Instagram, and I can't find Reggie Lay, or when I do find him, there are no pictures. Man, I get to typing up Reggie Lay in, you know, in the search engine on the Google whatever, and it comes up. This what we get. This Reggie Lay.
The man accused of running over 4 people, killing 2 men, and injuring their girlfriends is now formally charged. Reggie Lay went before a judge today. He's now facing 14 charges in connection to the deaths of 2 men from last Thursday on Dort Highway. Veronica Meadows here breaking down the new details that are just now coming to light. Veronica?
Yeah, so today when Lay went in front of that judge, he stood absolutely silent. Assault with intent to murder and reckless driving causing death. This all started last Thursday just after midnight on South Dort Highway near Mohawk Avenue in Flint. Michigan State Police say a fight started outside a barber shop between Lay and the group of 4. That's when investigators believed Lay started shooting and drove into the group. Troopers say Lay then took off in a red Chevy Equinox. Nolan Thomas died at the scene. His cousin Nick Collins died at a hospital. The crash left Collins' girlfriend critically injured, and Thomas' fiance, who was pregnant, was released from a hospital. And a woman who thought she saw that red Chevy Equinox in the area called in a tip. And while she doesn't know if that led to Lay's arrest, she said she just wanted to do her due diligence.
It gives you goosebumps. It really does, because you don't think that you're ever going to see something like that, or it's just a story, you know, until it's right next door. And then it's not a story anymore, and then it makes your heart beat a little bit harder.
Right now, Lay is being held in the Genesee County Jail without bond. He'll be back in court later this month. I'm Veronica Meadows, NBC 25 News.
So, y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was crazy. Looked like Cherry, who maybe done changed his sissy name to Missy. He done got mad at some people. They got mad at him, some kind of altercation. Just think, it's 4 people. The report says he actually left the scene, went and got weapons, came back and opened fire. Got to firing at people, got to shooting. One person got, he had a car, so one person got ran over. They were left dead at the scene. Then he hit another person with a car, and they was transported to the hospital. They died at the scene. They say he hit 2 more people that just happened to survive. I think they were female, but that's Reggie Lay. That's Cherry. I mean, and this is a small dude. I could tell when they put up the little recording, when they put up the little article, and I saw just his silhouette of that light-skinned dude, the hairline with them pointy ears. That was Cherry. That was Cherry, 100%. I did try to, once, if you saw the post, he did leave his phone number under the little message he wrote to type. And I ended up calling the phone number. And I was imagining he was gonna pick up the phone with some hey, whatever, you know what I mean? But and I was gonna identify him by calling him Cherry, hoping that would place him, because it seemed like he done changed his name. So when I call him Cherry, it might have took him back to, River State Prison, or when he was Cherry or whatever, because I was going to ask him, bro, do you know what happened to Tyke? I see he gone, but how what happened? Because even right now, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. There's no articles. It just say that he's gone. So, yeah, man, that was my my story with Cherry and Tyke. I appreciate you guys coming to tap in. And it's weird. I couldn't put them under a honorable or a dishonorable mention. Sad to say, Cherry made who life sentence. Cherry made who won a life sentence. And these used to be not my friends, but people that I was once cool with. We lived in the same area. They weren't no trouble to me. They used to get little trees from me. They were just normal people, man. Normal people. And I've been amazed that over the years, how many times I've been around people who, I've come to find out were either just really, really throw it off or gone. And I consider myself really blessed to be done made it out with my sanity, at least. And my sanity and all my trophies. You know what I mean? My teeth. Gotta have them. Okay, y'all. So I appreciate y'all coming in, tapping in with me. And again, I think I appreciate you, man. Oak, you know, you now done made me an official professional. I salute you, my boy. And we got more to come, and we gonna keep this thing rolling. We gonna stay on their neck, and the more I'm gonna try to remember and bring it to y'all the best way I can. Who won't license?